What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV. The Champions League is back. Can we get a Champions League? Can we get a Champions League?
Come on.
Come on.
Let's do it.
The Champions League is back, people. And Spurs face Marseille in the opener tomorrow night at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And you've got to say, an informed Marseille to contend with. This, when you're looking at the Champions League draw, these were the ones that came in pot 4. So you would, you know, in some sense say they might be the easiest tie in the group. But it's not that case this year, is it?
Definitely not. And I think we definitely got probably one of the hardest, if not the hardest, pot 4 team. I think they're probably the hardest one in the group, I would argue as well, considering how they're playing at the moment. They got to the Conference League semi-finals last season as well. They've started the season really strongly. And I think that, you know, the finishing second in the French league isn't to be sniffed at. I think they're a decent team. And Igor Tudor, the Marseille manager, is doing quite a good job. I think that it's going to be a very difficult game, and they also might have that extra motivation considering some of their players they have. And I think that can be a case, I think, as well, because I think you saw the passion, specifically for people like Guendouzi, Sanchez. I know Payet's injured, but these kind of players had when they played against us. Tavares, when they played against us.
Kolasinac.
I'm saying Guendouzi and Sanchez, they like up their game when they played us. You know what I mean? They had that passion. So whether they're still going to harbour some of those feelings, that could really impact the game.
Yeah, I think any Arsenal player that's going to come into this game, knowing they're facing Tottenham, knowing that they've been in an Arsenal matchday squad on a North London derby, they'll know what it means, and they'll have that sort of extra motivation coming from the Arsenal side of things. So, look, it is a danger, but I think that when you're looking at the two teams, there should be one winner here. And I think when the odds suggest it in the betting markets, I think 1.5 for Spurs, 7-1 or something for Marseille.
7-1 for Marseille,
or 6-1, something like that.
Big.
So it's massive odds. And when you're looking at Marseille, looking at this form, absolutely sensational form, even away from home, 2 wins and a draw this year, 3 wins at home. They're top of the league. They're joint top with PSG in the French league, scored 9 and only conceded 2 in their last 5 games. So you're talking about a team that is on good form. People in the comments saying Sanchez is suspended for this one.
That's actually correct, because he got sent off for Inter Milan in their last game against Liverpool last season.
Well, that's a massive plus for us. So they're probably going to have to play that Luis Suarez up front.
Yeah, who played on the weekend. I think he's from what's it, Girona? I think he was from.
I'm not sure where he's come from, to be fair.
I'm pretty sure he used to play for them. So, I think he's been in good form for them as well, Sanchez. He started the season really well. So with him being out, that's going to be that's very, very positive. And so Sanchez is suspended, potentially Payet injured as well.
With those two players, they're 2 big players, Alexis Sanchez and Dimitri Payet. You've got to say they're probably 2 of their best players. So it's a massive plus for us, that.
Yeah, massive. Yeah, it's very big. To their best attacking players as well. So I'm pretty happy with the ability we have going into this game, the form we're showing, and as much as they're playing well, and I don't think you can take anything for granted, or I don't think you can underestimate them. I think we got to go into this game with confidence that we're the better team. We're playing very well at the moment, and we got to show our dominance going into this game.
We're heavy favourites for this group, right?
Yeah.
And we can't rest on our laurels with that, and we can't come into these games thinking they're already won. We need to come in with the right mentality, and I think Antonio Conte will definitely instill that in them. And when you're looking at the teams in this group, Marseille, Frankfurt and Sporting Lisbon, you really think that we should be beating these sides, but we can't take that for granted, can we? We need to come in with the right mental head, with the right mentality, and get the job done, because it's so easy. We've seen that in the Conference League groups. We've seen that in the Europa League groups. You know, only last year, or was it 2 years ago? We lost last year when we lost to Mura at home or away. So I think that it's so important to come into this game with the right mentality.
Yeah, and it was not so long ago where we had a supposedly easy Champions League group when we had Monaco, Leverkusen and Moscow, and we didn't make it out. And that was under peak Pochettino. That's when we were playing really well. So nothing can be taken for granted. You also got to look at the aspect of Conte's record in Europe. He's only had last 2 efforts for Inter Milan. He hasn't made out the group stage, and that is something he's going to want to look at and improve on and not take for granted. And I wonder if Conte has the extra motivation to maybe prove people wrong in this competition, going into this season because of that record hanging over him. That
what was his record there for Chelsea?
He played 1 year and they got knocked out in the last 16 to Barcelona.
Barca, yeah.
Messi scored a hat-trick. I
Yeah,
remember that.
yeah.
But I remember there in the first leg, they battered Barca and they were very unlucky to draw 1-1. And then they end up losing the second leg. That he's never made it further than the quarter-final. And that was in his actually first attempt at Juventus back in 2013.
True. So it's not true that they say that he's never won a knockout round in the Champions League?
He has. I believe he made it to a quarter-final. That's the furthest he's ever been. I don't think he's won a knockout round in a while. I think it's nearly 10 years. But yeah, he has won one. But only one, I think.
When you're looking at Marseille, when you're looking at Spurs, they play very similar formation, similar tactics. How do you think Spurs approach this game, first of all? And what do we do with the Son, Richarlison, Kulusevski headache?
It's a good question. And that is not something I envy Conte for deciding on, because whatever way you slice it, it's someone who doesn't deserve to miss out is probably going to miss out. I do believe Son and Kane are both going to start, so I do believe it's going to be a choice between Richarlison and Kulusevski. That's my prediction. And Richarlison had such a good game against Fulham. You don't want to leave him out, but then Kulusevski, I don't think was left out because of performance. I think he was left out just to rest him. So does he also deserve to lose his place as well? Also,
got a massive game at the weekend to think about as well.
And also, you got City. I mean, that would obviously come into his thinking, but I don't. But when it comes to this game, I think it's all. I think the concentration has to be on this game. I don't think you should be planning for City right now. This game is too important to be thinking ahead. So I think he's got to make sure he gets the best 11 for this game sorted, and then you can start thinking about City after. So I don't think I don't think that's going to be in his mind when he selects his team, in my opinion, for this one. It's very early in the season. I think players can play multiple games, so I don't think it's too much of an issue right now. But I don't know which one he goes with. I don't know which one he should. Part of me feels like maybe go with Kulusevski, just because.
Kulusevski and Son.
Yeah, Kulusevski, Son, and Kane. Just keep that front three, maybe, and then once we can get the opening goal or so, then maybe we can start to bring on Richarlison. I don't know. You can make a very good case for either one. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to that question. I think either one will probably do a good job for you. It's just about which one you prefer.
I kind of think after Son's performance on the weekend, where he played well but obviously did everything but get on the score sheet, I feel like all he needs is a goal and he's going to be back to his best, Sonny. So I feel like playing him through this game, and it's very likely that if he does play that he can get a goal in this game, or he'll get an opportunity to score a goal in this game. So I'd like to see Sonny play, but then again, Richarlison has done everything he can to keep his name on that team sheet, hasn't he?
He has.
Literally, it'd be so unfair to keep him out. Yeah,
but it would be unfortunate. But he'll have loads of games where he's going to start, and he'll probably play a good half an hour as well in this one if he comes off the bench. I just feel like if Sonny can get a goal before the City game, that can do wonders for his confidence going into that game, where I really believe he's going to be a massive player for us at City away. So I feel like he is going to start him, and he's going to make sure that he has every opportunity to break that duck going into that game on the weekend. So I do believe it's between Rishi and Kulusevski. One thought though is I wonder if he could ever contemplate playing Kulusevski at wing back and putting Richarlison in the front three. I don't think he will do it this game, and I don't think he's going to do it in the near future. But maybe that's one option to contemplate. Because just imagine Kulusevski picking up the positions Emerson does, and then having him there linking up with Richarlison on that right hand side. And then with a Perisic on the other side. I mean, how unpredictable would we be in that scenario? It'd be delightful, but I don't think it's a realistic scenario for this game.
I think it's an option to maybe change it mid-game when we're struggling in a game where we need a goal late on or with half an hour to go to really force the issue. But I can't see him starting with it anytime soon anyway. I think similar thinking to you. But when you're looking at Marseille and maybe what lineup they might be playing, let's have a look at the predicted lineup we have picked out for Marseille. So you got Pau Lopez, former Spurs player, in goal, Kolasinac, Balerdi and Chancellor Mbemba as a back three. And don't forget, they've also got Eric Bailly there on loan, I think, from Manchester United this year. In the midfield, you're looking at Tavares, left wing back, who was clowned on most of his year last year at Arsenal, but he's actually joint top scorer with Marseille this year with 3 goals with Alexis Sanchez. On the other side, you've got Jonathan Klaus, who was linked with Spurs last year, had a sensational season. I think it was for Lens in the French league last year, grabbing like 11 assists. And I think he's already got 2 or 3 assists this year for Marseille. So he's carried on where he's left off. You've got Veretout, who was at Roma last year.
Former Aston Villa player.
Former Aston Villa player as well. You've got Rongier, who will probably captain the side on the night, seeing as Dimitri Payet's out. And then the front three, Guendouzi, Gerson, and probably Luis Suarez up front. Not the Luis Suarez, which I thought at first, but it's not. But Guendouzi, what do you make out of Guendouzi playing a bit further up the pitch now?
Yeah, I'm not so. I mean, I don't watch Marseille week in, week out, so I can't comment about whether he's very good in that role. All I know is he was a very talented player at Arsenal. I thought they were actually very hasty to let him go. I'm not really sure why it went so wrong at him for Arsenal. Arteta kind of got the hump with him, and it was kind of like once more Arteta made his mind up, he wasn't going to let him back in the team.
Yeah, I mean, apparently there were a few disciplinary...
He never played again after that incident with Morpie.
Yeah, but apparently there was stuff that went on before that, and that was kind of like the last straw for Arteta. And you know Arteta, I mean, it's not the first player he's done this to, and it won't be the last.
Exactly. So he's he's a very talented player. He gets in the France squad on a regular basis nowadays. He was a good centre mid at Arsenal, but maybe he's found a more offensive style of play at Marseille, which would surprise me because I didn't see him as the most offensive player. I saw him as more of like a Kovacic kind of player, in the centre who's good at dribbling and progressing the ball, but I didn't see him as much of maybe a assister or goal scorer. Maybe that's something that's he's found a new position there.
But to be fair to him, he tops the Marseille charts for assists this year.
Well, there you go. So maybe that seems to be working. There's a reason why they're playing him there, aren't they? So I think he's definitely one to watch because he's a good player and he's going to have a lot of passion going into this game. He's a bit of a shithouse as well that we've seen. So it's going to be interesting if who's going to be the bigger shithouse, him, Romero, or Richarlison.
Is this just going to be a game? Is this like the shithouse derby? Is this just going to be a game of shithousery for pretty much all the way through?
I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't be surprised because there's a lot of players with those kind of tendencies in this game, and he's definitely one of them. On the bench as well, they've got Cengiz Ünder, who used to play for Leicester and used to play in Italy as well. So I thought, was it for Roma? He used to play for Roma, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he did.
So he's also a good player who could maybe affect things in the final third, maybe off the bench or if he starts. So he's also one to watch. So look, they've got the makings of a pretty decent looking team, and the fact that they're second in Liga, they're unbeaten, 5 wins, 1 draw, they're keeping pace at the moment with PSG, goes to show that at the moment. They finished runners up last season as well. So this is not going to be a walkover. Liga is not I know obviously people call it a farmers league, but I think it's a better league than people give it credit for. And I think if you're second in that league, it's going to be a difficult game. But if we're at our best, then hopefully it'll be no match for them. But it's definitely going to be a difficult game, I imagine.
Yeah, and we saw last season how hard playing teams in the French league can be when we came up against Rennes. They were no pushovers, no slouches, and I think Marseille are a better team than Rennes. So
they slapped us 3-0 at the Tottenham Stadium.
But Spurs were in a much different place then than they are now. Crazy how much difference a year makes for Tottenham, but. How do you see the game going here? There's going to be an electric atmosphere at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Spurs have sent a message out to all fans: bring your flags, bring your scarves, wear white. It's going to be an incredible atmosphere. And I got a feeling like when there's an atmosphere like that at Tottenham, under the lights, especially in European nights, there's a special atmosphere there, and it's going to make it very hard for Marseille. Very hard. Yeah,
I think so as well. And I think as well, because we've been out of the Champions League for so long, and because we've been on the periphery, I think that the fact that we're back in it now, we're not going to take these kind of games for granted like maybe we have previously. And sorry guys, apparently there's a bit of lag. Enough. Okay, we'll try and sort it out. I don't know. There's no data. There's no data. Are we live? I think it's gone off. Are we all right, we're back, I think. All right. Apologies about that, guys. Oh, this is really frustrating.
You're live.
We're live. Okay, we're back. So, I think the fact that we haven't been in the Champions League for a couple years is definitely going to help us going into this game, not take it for granted of being our absolute best. And I think as well, the fact that Conte's record in European football isn't the best, and the fact he maybe wants to prove something, I think that we're going to be well up for this game, and we know and sense the importance of this game. I think the fans will too, and it's not going to be one of those occasions where the fans are quiet and we're just like going through the motions. We're going to be well up for this game, so I think that's going to make a big difference, and I think it's going to make a difference, and I think we're going to win the game.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be there tomorrow night, seeing that all-white strip under the lights at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium with the Champions League music ringing out. And for all you Arsenal fans, that forgotten what the Champions League music is like, just go on my channel, go on the channel and see the clip from my wedding, because that's the only time you're going to be hearing the Champions League music. But I'm very excited for tomorrow night, really am, and I think that we're going to be on it from minute one. I really believe that, and I think the fans are going to drive the team forward. I don't think the fans will let Spurs have a quiet start tomorrow, and I think once an early goal goes in, I think the floodgates can really open tomorrow night. Yeah,
let's hope so, and I think as well with there some big players missing as well for Marseille, hopefully that can help us have a bit more confidence defending, and if we can maybe force issue a bit and have confidence in our back line, that could really help us maybe press a lot higher and be a lot more confident getting players forward. So it'll be interesting to see what lineup Conte plays and things like that, but we should be well on top of this game.
Absolutely. What's your score prediction for tomorrow?
I'm going to go 3-0.
3-0?
I think clean sheet. I think clean sheet tomorrow, and I think we get 3 goals, and I think it's going to be a dominant display.
Do you think chances for Lenglet, Bissouma, any
Longley for sure, 100% Longley. I think it's a very good chance he starts the game. When it comes to Bissouma, I believe he's going to stick with Bentancur and Højbjerg. I think it's a very important game, and unless he believes Bissouma has caught up tactically during the midweek, I think Højbjerg. I think he's going to stick with Højbjerg and Bentancur for this one.
What about Matt Doherty? I've got a feeling he could start tomorrow night.
There's a very good chance he could start because we know Emerson is very likely to start the weekend. I think Perisic is probably going to start this one as well, so maybe it gives a chance for Doherty to try and get back in the team, because he's been struggling with injuries, and he needs a chance. So maybe this can offer it to him. But I wouldn't be surprised if he just sticks to Emerson either, because Emerson's kind of been fairly reliable on that side so far.
I'm going to go 3-1 to Spurs. I think we can definitely get 3 goals tomorrow night with the attacking talent that we've got. At the back, they do have some players that can hurt us, and they seem to be on form and scoring a lot of goals this year. So I think they can find a goal from somewhere, but I do believe it's going to be a fairly dominant display from Tottenham tomorrow night. And I think sometimes there's just a sense of inevitability around things when the atmosphere is like that under the lights at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I mean, I was saying to someone the other day, like, if this was a 12:30 kickoff on a Saturday, we'd probably lose it. But because it's under the lights at the with the Champions League music and everything like that, sometimes there's a sense of inevitability around things. So I'm going to go 3-1. My brother's going 3-0. Now let's move on to BetMate, obviously the fantasy betting app where you can go head to head with us, and it's a really fun thing to do, and it's a league tournament where this week it's a £3 entry and it's a £600 guaranteed pot, and it's not only the Spurs Marseille game, but it's every single late kickoff in the Champions League, 8 p.m. kickoffs, so you can pick a maximum of 2 players per team. And let's see what we've picked this week, starting off with my team. So I've gone for Jan Oblak in goal, which is Atletico Madrid at home to Porto, so I'm backing them to keep a clean sheet and him to make a couple of saves. In terms of my defence, I've gone for Alphonso Davies, who's a flying wing back for Bayern Munich. They've got Inter Milan away. I've gone for Ivan Perisic for Tottenham, obviously at home to Marseille. In the midfield, I've gone for Højbjerg and Brozovic in the middle of the park. I think they can both make quite a few tackles and interceptions, and Brozovic as well can do quite a bit moving forward, and so can Højbjerg, to be fair. And up front, I've gone for Robert Lewandowski of Barcelona at home to Plzen, and Sadio Mane of Bayern Munich away to Inter Milan. And my captain is Lewandowski, and my vice is Ivan Perisic.
Nice. And for me, I've gone for Mark ter Stegen in goal at home to Barcelona. Barcelona at home to Pilsen. I've gone for Andy Robertson away at Napoli. I got Jimenez for Atletico Madrid at home to Porto. Kulusevski and Çalhanoğlu in the midfield, with Harry Kane and Lewandowski up front, with Kane having a quite good record in the Champions League, and obviously Lewandowski's record is ridiculous in the Champions League. Captain at the moment, Kane, and vice I got Çalhanoğlu, but I'm probably going to change it to Lewandowski. That's probably not just one that hasn't been changed yet, but
so only one player the same between us is Lewandowski.
Yeah, very different because there's a lot more games, a lot more teams, so bit of a debt change. But let's see. I'm in it to win it.
Yeah, so come and take us on in the league. Down below, you'll see the link to download the app. And also, if you want a free £5 only to new users, you can use the promo code WATTV5. So get that promo code in for new users, and you will get a free £5 to play with. But those are our teams. Come and take us on. Very much looking forward to the Champions League returning tonight. But obviously, this one is for tomorrow. But there's also a really good game going on tonight as well for all the Champions League games. So come and take us on. We've had a bit of luck and also a bit of unluck in this BetMate so far, but definitely in it to win it this weekend. But anyway, that is your match preview. That is your BetMate. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.